Broadcasting live from the Capital OTB studios, this is Racing Across America with Seth Merrow.
We'd like to thank Gulfstream Park for their sponsorship of this program and some of the other programming and events here at Capital OTB. Gulfstream Park's championship meet features great racing now through Florida Derby weekend at the end of March. All right, it's our Sunday morning wrap-up after a great Fountain of Youth Day here at Gulfstream Park. Hopefully you tuned in for our Friday and Saturday shows. If not, you can catch the replays over on the Capital OTB YouTube channel. But today we're just going to do a little recap. Went down in the winner's circle and got some post-race comments after all the stakes races. And also, we're going to kick things off here. Caught up with Dylan Davis. He had his first couple of comeback rides on Saturday here at Gulfstream Park. So why don't we kick things off just a quick couple of minutes with Dylan to see how he's doing on his comeback and what his plans are in the upcoming couple of months. So up next, the comeback of jockey Dylan Davis. So it's Saturday, Fountain of Youth Day, couple of rides today, but just update us on the progress, where you are, and how you feel about coming back.
No, I definitely feel great. I thought it was pretty quick recovery. Just played it by ear, month by month, and the doctor cleared me last week. Got on some horses that weekend, and a lot of trainers saw me out there at Basin and Palm Meadows, and started calling my agent up and looking to book some mounts. So just gradually getting into things. I rode 2 today, feel good, and 4 tomorrow, and then a few the following week. But happy to be back and doing what I love.
How do you feel?
Feel good. I just got, like anything, you got to get back into things and start building back up. But overall, I did the best I can do to get ready for it today.
Do you have any game plan, going forward as far as wintering and then moving back up north? Or?
Yeah, so everything was just in the flow of things, but plan is to stay down here at Gulfstream March and then head on to Keeneland.
It's great to see you back.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here.
Wishing Dylan the very best on his comeback. It was great to see him back out on the track down here at Gulfstream Park. All right, let's get into some of the stakes action. I'll tee up the first, 4 stakes here, and the guys in the control room will punch in the replays. We'll take a look first at the Colonel Liam. Vassy gets it done. Brendan Walsh, a big day for Brendan. We'll hit with him a couple more times during the follow-up here. Then we're going to move on to the Canadian turf, and Jack Knowlton in Saratoga with Tiz Dashing gets it done. It was a raucous and fun winner's circle with Jack and company down there. Also talked with Barkley Tag and Robin Smullen. So Tiz Dashing gets it done in the Canadian turf. Lion Lake won the Here Comes the Bride, and that was more Brendan Walsh, so we'll hear from him. And then Knightsbridge got it done. Looking forward to him, and he kept it going. He's a monster. We talked with Bill Mott after the Gulfstream Park Mile. So the first 4 stakes on the card from Saturday, here are the recaps.
They run to the top of the stretch now, and Icy Light yet to be headed. On the outside, Honey Dutch is now second. Vassy needs room. Outside, Thousand Sticks. Farther out, Argos. Off the turn in the stretch drive, it's Honey Dutch who comes away with the lead. Off the outside now, Vassy finds a seam to try to go get him. Honey Dutch is in front. Vassy's charging at him. It's Honey Dutch. It's Vassy. Vassy surging at Honey Dutch. Vassy gaining. Honey Dutch trying to hold. Vassy surging. Vassy!
Yeah, he likes this track. He's a nice little horse. He handles this track very well. Ran very well on it the last day. And we knew we weren't without a chance today, even though it was a very strong field.
Pretty open race.
Yeah, but he had a nice trip, and he went the whole way around. He's going to be right there at the end. So it's great. It's great for Jim. His first stakes winner, right, Jim?
Congratulations.
This year, yeah. No, that's what I mean. This year, yeah. For us, so.
It seems like the maiden breaker last time was on the buyer scale. It was a nice step forward. Is the horse getting a little bit better with age, or appreciating more distance?
I think he's just he's improving as he goes along with racing and with a little time. I think he really likes this track here. And, we'll probably, if everything goes okay, we'll come back for the stake on Florida Derby Day as well.
Irish breds. I always think of them kind of like.
Can't beat a good Irish spread.
No, I like the Irish spread. I always thought they kind of like a little more.
One myself.
I always thought they always like a little more cut in the ground.
Sometimes you would think they do, they handle it, you know, but you get plenty of horses from Europe too that like top of the ground, and this guy likes it. But he's a quick horse. He's a handy sized horse, and he's quick, and I think he acts well on his track.
Tiz Dashing is next, dropping back stars and strides, looking for room. Battle of Normandy off the turn and the stretch drive. Wolfie's Dynaghost has lost the lead. Here's Tiz Dashing lifting up on the outside. 1/8 of a mile to go. Tiz Dashing 11-1 and kicking clear here. Wolfie's Dynaghost has been dueled into defeat as Tiz Dashing running up the score late. Sakatoga Stables, Tiz Dashing the winner.
You know,
when he came out and then looked at the space and then just went right on. That's what I like.
you know, Javier's learned how to ride him very well. He's got 3/16 of a mile turn of foot. And I don't really believe in my mind that distance of any distance, whether it's shorter or longer, is going to be a problem. It's 3/16 of a mile run wherever he is. He can lay closer and still have 3/16. He can be further back, but he has 3/16. So I think that now that Javier knows him, they're a perfect match.
It was just awesome. We knew he was training well, but you know, I'm a big buyer guy, and I looked at the buyers on the 7 and said, man, you know, it's going to be awful tough to beat him. I thought, you know, he'd be competitive with the rest of the field, but you know, the trip that Javier gave him, and we know he's got a good burst at the end. He's shown that, and today he exceeded expectations. I mean, that was one heck of a race, and it gets really exciting now because what's next? You know, I mean, we'll go back, see how he comes out of it, see what the buyers are, but you know, there's some nice races at Keeneland and then back in New York and Saratoga this year, so who knows?
Yeah, you said yesterday you'd be happy to hit the board. You know, 4-year-old debut. He ended the 3-year-old season the right way, and you were looking at the buyers and whatnot. So just talk about when he turned for home, you had to be ecstatic.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we know he's got a nice brush, and you know, Robin says, you know, 3/16 of a mile. If you get him where he needs to be, he'll give you a lot. You know, you don't move too early. Javi knows him. I mean, he's ridden him 5 or 6 times now, and you know, he did everything perfectly, and he showed up. And now it'll be fun to figure out, okay, where do we go next? Because you know, one of the things we're thinking about is you know, non-winners of 3 at Keeneland. Well, we can't do that anymore. So you know, we'll hopefully go on to bigger and better things with him. But it's great to win a race on a big day. You know, everybody talks, you want to have a Saturday afternoon horse, and he's our Saturday afternoon horse, and I guess he's showing there's a lot of Tiz line here.
And Sister Troyenne the leader. Sapphire Beach is now second. Lion Lake is third. Spirit Doll not doing enough. Brat Pack underway. Off the turn and the stretch drive, and it's Sister Troyenne set sail for the money under light handling. Up into second now, Lion Lake passing Sapphire Beach with Storm's Wake. Final 16th of a mile. Sister Troyenne is in front. Lion Lake is surging to her. Here's Lion Lake at Sister Troyenne. Here's the wire, Lion Lake!
It's been good, yeah. No, nice filly again. She's been progressive like the horse earlier on. You know, we went and bought her in Ireland last year. Corbin Blumberg bought her, loved her at the sale, and we went ahead and bought her for Kimmy Hyde in Ireland, bred her a good farm. So very, very pleased to win a stake with her.
And it seems like this one's been improving almost every start.
Absolutely, yeah. Like the colt earlier on, you know, she's been progressive. She likes the track down here, and you know, we'll hopefully she'll go on to bigger and better things.
Obviously, it's early, but any plans for next out?
Not really. Maybe we'll bring her back here Florida Derby Day as well.
They reach the top of the stretch. Knightsbridge has made his move, and Knightsbridge is now 6 in front. Mika is second, 4 ahead of Flying Liam third. Steel Sunshine's underway. He has a shot for a minor placing, but there's no way anybody's beating Knightsbridge now. Knightsbridge off the turn under hands and heels riding from Junior Alvarado. He points him in the right direction, and he is gone. Steel Sunshine looks like he needs room to try to get into second. He just found that room to try to outrun Flying Liam, but the Gulfstream Mile is a stroll in the park for Knightsbridge.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, just almost like a payout workout, you know, or just much the best, you know, we're up there, got to sit a little bit and, switch liver in the half of my pole. He told me, like, listen, I'm ready, let's go. So I just kind of let him cruise along. And,
He just inhaled the other horse. The other horse was going kind of
He was
moderate.
moving along. Yeah, he was moving along. But like I said, my horse is just better. He's just better. He's a fast horse.
Do you think this horse could go 2 turns?
It'd be a fair question mark. I think he's best miler in the country right now.
Okay.
And I like to keep it there, but Mr. Mo sometimes he's a Hall of Fame for something. If he decides to stretch him out, he probably knows something. And his pedigree say that he probably been able to make the 2 turns. But like I said, so right now I'm pretty happy just being the best miler in the country.
And he tracked a horse. He was fine sitting in behind, which is, always good to know. I mean, you don't want to have a horse that has to be on the lead.
Yeah.
And he looked like, the other horse, they kind of gassed him on out of there, and he was content to follow him down the backside. Actually, probably was a perfect setup for him.
I mean, he's had some really good races before. Would you consider this now even his best race yet?
It's very good. It's very good. I would say that, his last couple of races, of course, against Stakes Company are extremely good races.
Keep getting better and better.
Well, we got him kind of where we want him now, and now, I guess it's time to take on the big boys.
All right, we'll do a little more of the recap action here, looking at the last 5 stakes on the card down at Gulfstream. After the very one, we went into the winner's circle and caught up with Javier Castellano, who was on board just basking, got his thoughts on the trip in the stakes victory. Then the Devona Dale, She Be Smooth, lightly raced and steps right into Stakes Company, gets it done for Todd Fletcher. We heard from Todd after the win in the Devona Dale. The Honey Fox, Lush Lips, completed a really nice day for Brendan Walsh. And we talked about the afternoon over at 3 stakes on a big day like this. Big day for Brendan Walsh. And the McDermott Grand Sonata got it done. And we caught up with Tyler Gaffleone, who was on board for the win there. And finally, last but not least, obviously, in the Fountain of Youth, it was Commandment. We caught up with Irad Ortiz and talked a little bit about the ride and the trip, and he seemed impressed, and understandably so. The Bill Mott horse was right there, Chief Wallaby, but Commandment would not let that one go by. We also caught up with Brad Cox. So again, we'll do a little more of the recap action from the winner's circle Saturday afternoon at Gulfstream Park.
No show, Sammy Joe with a bold bit on the outside. 2 back to Candy Quest, then back to 4 flying. Underway from the back is Just Basking. Off the turn and the stretch drive. Gallant Greta's Game. She tries to turn back. No show, Sammy Joe, who's up alongside. And now No show, Sammy Joe takes the lead. But Just Basking is making a late impression on the outside. Here's Just Basking in time to win it.
Just a beautiful trip, that's what I was looking for today. I knew I was kind of concerned not speeding the rate, but I don't want to share my style. It's really hard. Come from behind the horses in the inside, 0 real, all the way to the leader in the track. Come from behind horses. I had to give it the credit to the horse, the way he did it, the way he finished, because it seemed to me the pace was decent pace, not too fast, and able to get to the horses, pass the horses, and he finished the way he finished. Up into the wire. It was amazing kick. That was the kick I was looking for today, and he did it.
She Be Smooth on a roll. She's off cover. She's loose for the drive. She's got fresh legs, and she's front and center. Here's She Be Smooth in front and going away. My Miss Mo fighting hard with Omaha Bay. Then it's On Time Girl. But at 5-1, the Devona Dale Stakes goes to Todd Fletcher and Flavian Pratt with She Be Smooth. Smooth indeed by 5 in the end.
Well, we thought on paper, that there was quite a bit of pace in the race. We thought it'd be a good setup for her, and just talked to Flavian about, riding her patiently in the beginning, and I think she kind of surprised both of us that she dropped back as far as she did. But once she got her momentum going and was able to save some ground around the turn and then angle out at the top of the stretch, she had her momentum in full gear at that point and delivered a good run.
I think 2 turns is in her.
I think so. I mean, she certainly acts like it. Everything she does, it seems like the further she goes, the better she gets.
Debuted at a mile. What was the thought process there?
We felt like she'd get run off her feet a little bit sprinting. And the way she'd been finishing her breezes and galloping out, we felt like a mile would be the right, good starting point for her.
Did you get a little confidence when you saw the place horse come back and get the nice win?
Yeah, I mean, that was that was key. And I actually was talking to Flavian about that after the race, and he said, he rode that filly that day when she finished second to She Be Smooth, and he said she was still running. This other filly just kind of kept going. So that gave us a little added confidence that filly came back and was impressive.
I heard you talking to Katie Gulfstream about Oaks probable.
I'll talk to the Calumet guys and we'll firm up a plan. I mean, with a filly that's 2 for 2 over the track, you kind of think that makes a lot of sense to stay here. But we'll see how she bounces out of it.
Confidently handled off the turn with a 2.5 length lead. Off cover Silver Moonlight, down the center Lush Lips, but time ticking away. 1/8 of a mile to go. Velasquez trying to get one more furlong from Classic Q. Here comes Lush Lips down the center of the racetrack, closing good ground. Lush Lips is in time and wins the Honey Fox going away.
What about the afternoon?
Yes, no, it's been fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Great to win the last one with her. She's obviously a very important filly for us. So, it was one of them days where most things went right.
Talk about this performance for Lush Lips.
It was great. It was nice off the layoff. It went exactly to plan. We got some nice cover and she relaxed and she came with a nice run, and I think it'll do her good. It'll do her confidence good. And it's nice to see when one's coming off a layoff too, from 3 to 4.
I always like those end of the year turf races at Churchill. I think they have horses to follow going forward. She was one of them.
Absolutely, yeah. No, last year, the second half of the year in particular, she just got better and better and better. I mean, she was a maiden literally this time last year. She was still a maiden, so she's come on in leaps and bounds, and she looks like she might be still improving. So.
Echo Lane, who's running a giant race and is within a half a length. They're 1/8 of a mile from home, and Echo Lane is charging after the leader. Layabout tries to buckle down. Outside, it's now running on Grand Sonata, lifting late. Here's Gaffleone on Grand Sonata in time.
Even took him off the pony. He was much sharper. He broke and put himself in the race, and he traveled like a winner the whole way. So maybe he's figuring things out once to get more involved.
You think Todd thought the freshening kind of did him some good? To think maybe
most definitely. Last year he ran some hard races. He was going through it, so a little freshening definitely helped him.
Hard driver doesn't always get it done. When did you get the feeling today he was going to make it?
Coming off the turn, I hit him right hand and I switched over to the left, and when I did, he really responded, and from there on I was pretty confident.
They reach the first finish line, top of the stretch mark. On the outside, Chief Wallaby lays down the challenge to Solitude Dude. Commandment with a big opening toward the rail. The Red Sea parts for Commandment, and he's charging after Chief Wallaby to the first finish line. Commandment on the inside, Chief Wallaby to the outside. Commandment with the momentum. Chief Wallaby makes him earn it. Commandment, Chief Wallaby. Commandment wins the Fountain of Youth. It's Commandment for the money narrowly over Chief Wallaby second, Solitude Dude third, then Bravaro and fifth for the high five, Napoleon Solo, 143-1.
Were you concerned where you were in the track, the inside, the way it's playing?
This horse, he gives you some confidence. He don't mind inside or outside, so that's pretty good about him. He's a young horse, but he have a great mind. So he broke so well. I was able to get a beautiful position right behind the speed, leader off the rail, and I just hold it. Going by the fire pole, I feel like Alvarado's horse make a really nice move, cruising. He was outside of me, so I want to go there, but he looked like he has a lot of horse, so I just stay where I was and buy my time. 3 pole, start working on it, and the horse give me a good feel. He jumped on the bridle. I said, all right, so let's wait until something's open up. And finally, I got the space to go inside, and I go for it, and the horse responded very, very well.
How do you respond when the mud horse came up?
Great. Honestly, he kind of like make that, and then he can start looking a little bit. So when he feel the company, make him like, keep going. I feel like I have some horse. So, he's a young horse. He's still learning. So, he look pretty nice. He do everything so good. So, I wish the best for him.
I mean, I thought he was getting a good trip. Turn for home. It looked like I obviously put him in a great spot, inside path, and finished up well. Had to fight to win, and he galloped out well again. I said he kind of asked him to gallop out past the second wire, and he had plenty of horse. So, passed the 2-turn test. Now a mile and 16th, a mile and 8th. So whether it be the Florida Derby or the Bluegrass, we'll talk it over with Case Clay, the locked-on team, and come up with the game plan.
2 for 2 here, though. So.
Yeah, no, it's the logical spot, but you just want to make sure he comes out of it in good order, and we don't feel like we need another week or something with him. You always just from the trainers put the trainer hat on, but yeah, that's where we are.
Inside hasn't been like the best spot here.
No, tell me about it. I know all about it. Yeah.
Were you worried when he was down in there a little bit?
When they turned for home, I thought about it, but I thought he was moving well enough, and I thought we had Saffy's colt measured.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also saw Bill's horse on the outside. I thought, well, he's the better part of the track, or as a rule, the better part of the track. But it looked like we were getting to him, and he had runs, so he responded.
Before, during the race, did he show you anything that you hadn't seen before?
No, it was very similar behavior to the Mucho Macho Man, kind of pranced through the paddock tunnel. Once he got into the saddling area, took a deep breath, chilled out, didn't get hot. Feeling good, but not over the top. Everything's positive. We actually left the halter and shank on him until we got to the track, and he presented himself very, very well today. Very classy.
So there you go, a little recap of a really fun day here at Gulfstream Park. I took a little B-roll footage as well to give you a little feeling. Nice crowd, as always, on a big day down at Gulfstream Park. At one point, the weather did look a little threatening, but nothing came of it. There was a little sprinkle early in the day. The forecast was some showers were going to come in, and as they say, some dark clouds loom, but it wound up to be a gorgeous day down here in southern Florida. Mostly sunny throughout the afternoon, nice temperatures, a little humid early, but it wound up to be a nice day, which is always great for racing. You like to see a nice fair track, and I think things played out nicely in the various divisions, certainly on the 3-year-old filly side, 3-year-old male side, with a couple of horses to look forward to heading to the typical races down here, and then, of course, in Kentucky as well to kick off that Triple Crown season for both the fillies and the males. It was a good day here at Gulfstream Park. I want to thank our friends at Gulfstream for their hospitality. They are always great to us down here, and it was a lot of fun Friday and Saturday. And again, if you didn't see the shows live Friday and Saturday morning, go over and catch them on the YouTube channel. Got a lot of great comments. Our interview with Pete Aiello Saturday morning was a lot of fun. So again, you can check out the replays, Capital OTB YouTube channel. But again, want to thank everybody who participated. All our guys at Capital OTB as well. Dan Hayes is behind the camera right now. Shannon Donovan was in town. Dino Canonacci, Anthony Probst up in the studio. Great work by those guys. And again, thanks to the TV crew down here at Gulfstream Park. They did a great job. And Gulfstream, Dave Joseph in the media room and whatnot. Want to thank them for the great hospitality over the last couple of days. Otherwise, hope you tuned in. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in upstate New York midweek. We'll see you then. We'd like to thank Gulfstream Park for their sponsorship of this program and some of the other programming and events here at Capital OTB. Gulfstream Park's championship meet features great racing now through Florida Derby weekend at the end of March.
You're watching OTB TV, a service of Capital Offtrack Betting.